Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Chat with Corey. This will be episode 7. And guess what? Hoosiers are the national champions. What do you think about that, people? IU football is the national champions. Big win for the Hoosiers. Really excited about that. As an IU fan, my whole life. And yes, I'm a Notre Dame football fan as well. But as an IU fan who has rooted for IU football and basketball my whole life, Ball State football and basketball my whole life, I am now rooting. I also root for Notre Dame, but I am now rooting for a national champion, IU football. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Watched it with friends and family. We just had a wonderful time cheering on the Hoosiers. I jumped out of my chair with the interception to kind of seal the victory late in the fourth quarter. Just a neat experience. The other big wins in my lifetime would be IU winning the national championship men's basketball in 1987. I knew where I was when that took place. And then the Cincinnati Reds winning the World Series in 1990. Those are those moments that you just you don't take for granted, but they just don't come along often, depending on what teams you root for. I root for the teams I root for. Some people jump around from team to team. We call those bandwagon fans, but I root for the teams I root for, and one of those is Indiana University football. And they are your 2025 national champion. Curt Cignetti, what can we say about the job he did? He come in with a plan. He knows what players fit his system. He knows what players he wants. He gets those guys, not highly recruited, not big 5-star recruits, 4-star recruits. He just knows what guys will fit his system. And a lot of coaching when it comes to the collegiate level is knowing who your guys are and knowing those guys you want for your program, taking care of business, bringing those guys in. He did bring a lot of the guys from JMU with him in the transfer portal. And they just laid the groundwork. They knew what the expectation was. He knows the style of play that he likes. And wow, he's just done an outstanding job. Now, I'm not saying that Curt Cignetti will go to some other program or could go to some other program and do an outstanding job. I'm not saying that his formula would work in the NFL. I've said it before. I'm pretty sure I've said it on Chat with Corey. It's about timing and fit. And he was the right fit at the right time, got the right players, and it all comes together. So once again, go Hoosiers, national champions, unbelievable. It's cool. Now Coach Cignetti's already talking about next year. And then, I told some friends at school the other day, I was excited to win the national championship in football, and there I was Tuesday after they won the national championship on Monday. I said, if IU men's basketball ever wins the national championship, I will not be at school that Tuesday. I will be so excited. I will stay up late probably. IU basketball, Cincinnati Reds baseball, Delville Broncos sports. Those are probably the top of my list. Notre Dame football, Ball State football and basketball. Those are just the teams I've always rooted for. And so unless I'm coaching somewhere or I've got immediate family playing somewhere, those are the teams I root for. So Indiana University, national champion. I have to decide, do I get a hat? Do I get a t-shirt? Do I get both? But go Hoosiers. Great game. Miami played a well-played game. Yes. Carson Beck maybe didn't show the best sportsmanship because he didn't shake a whole lot of hands when the game's over. But you know what? I'm not one for the handshake line post game. I've seen too many things over the years go bad in the handshake line post game. Hey, let's shake hands before the game, tell each other good luck. But that post game handshake line, it's always a recipe for disaster. And one person doesn't shake hands like Carson Beck, and then everybody wants to vilify him and just throw him under the bus. Do I think it was a good look for him? No, I don't think it was a good look. Do I like the handshake line? No, I don't like the post-game handshake line. I've said that probably for the last 10 or 15 years, and people think I'm crazy and think it's unsportsmanlike. It's not unsportsmanlike, but I've been in that position as a player. I've been in that position as a coach where I've been extremely upset after the game was over. I didn't want to talk to anybody, and I didn't want to play nicey nice when I wasn't really happy and I wasn't feeling playing nicey nice. So too many things over the years have happened in the handshake line. Let's shake hands before the game, tell each other good luck, and then after the game, the team that wins can celebrate, and the team that lost, unfortunately, can go by themselves and have some time alone to recoup and rethink and evaluate. What a great season Miami had. They proved a lot of doubters wrong, including me. I was calling for Notre Dame to be in over them. But you know what? They proved a lot of us wrong, and they deserved to be in. Those people who still say, well, IU wouldn't win on Alabama's schedule, it doesn't matter. IU played their schedule, made the playoff, and kicked everybody's tail in the way other than Miami. Miami gave them a really good game. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what schedule IU plays. It doesn't matter what schedule Miami play. It doesn't matter what I said Miami didn't do well enough to be in over Notre Dame. It doesn't matter because Miami made the national championship game, and Indiana University is your 2025 national champion in college football. Back when I was watching Chris Ditto and Trent Green and Von Dunbar and Anthony Thompson and Bill Mowry and Antoine Randall L. and all those guys, I don't think we really thought that IU could ever win a national championship in college football. But just awesome, just a cool thing to see Kirkwood on Bloomington's campus, just filled with people having a good time. I hope everybody stayed safe. I hope everybody stayed smart and didn't go too dumb, get themselves in big trouble. But, you know, it's just really neat and quite the opportunity they had. And I hope those kids down there in Bloomington and all the IU alumni and all the IU fans like myself could just enjoy it is for what it is. You're the best team in the country this year. So very cool. Very excited for them. Touch real quick on the Indiana Hoosiers men's basketball. Man, we got a lot of work to do, basketball fans at IU. We got a lot of work to do. Coach DeVries, I'm not sure that we need to be saying it's time to get rid of him. I'm not sure I'm ready for that route, as some of you think he's the wrong hire. I'm not going that route yet. It does take time. Yes, the transfer portal is in effect, and that should help you be successful. But you can't compare what Coach DeVries did to what Coach Cignetti did, because how many other people have done what Coach Cignetti has done is zero. So let's give Coach DeVries his time. There's some things I don't like. There's some things I think they need to do different. They got to rebound better. They need to maybe sometimes do some other things offensively, have some creativity to get them another look other than a three, because everybody's just up in them, taking away the three, guarding their own, keeping them in front of them. You know, they don't have to, if you can guard your own, you don't have to help and have the long recover to a three-point shooter. So, you know, we just got to get better, Hoosiers. Got to get better. Hopefully we can figure out a way to make March Madness. Right now it's not looking good. The last time I checked, they were in the last four, but I would say right now they'd be in the first four out. If you look at all what the experts are saying. So please stay on the bandwagon, Hoosier fans. Don't get grumpy. Don't get greedy. IU football was really good, and then we're going to just start slamming the men's basketball team. It's hard to win. Everybody wants to win. So let's just take a deep breath. Let's root for the Hoosiers. We can get frustrated. Yes, I changed the channel to the Ball State game last night. So please, please, please stay the course. Give the man a season or two. Now, in 2 or 3 years, if we're still where we are, then we got a problem. We got a problem. So we just got to figure out a way. We've got to figure out a way to get better, prove the ship, support them, headed in the right direction, and hopefully we get back to where the Indiana Hoosiers are in the NCAA tournament every year for men's basketball. So that's my IU men's basketball update. Here it comes, folks. This is why I wanted to get on here today. This is why I wanted to do a chat with Corey today. For the first time in my 48 years, I don't have the chance to call my dad. Lost my dad in May. Don't have a chance to call my dad and say, Pop, how are these guys going into the Hall of Fame? And my guy Dale Murphy and my guy Don Mattingly still is not in the Hall of Fame. So they announced the players for the Baseball Hall of Fame, and that is Andruw Jones and Carlos Beltran. And when you compare the numbers of those two to that of a guy like Dale Murphy and to that of a guy like Don Mattingly, it just makes you wonder, the voters that vote for people to get into the Hall of Fame, what are they voting on? What are they voting on? Let me tell you these numbers right here. Batting average career 265, 2,111 hits, 398 home runs, 1,266 RBIs, 7-time All-Star, 2-time NL MVP, 2-time NL MVP, and his team was not in the playoffs. 5-time Gold Glove winner. He was drafted and he played catcher in the minors, became an outfielder and a somewhat at time first baseman at the major league level, but he was 5-time Gold Glove winner. 4-time Silver Slugger, which means he was the best hitter at his position 4 times in his career. 2 times National League home run leader for the season, 2-time National League RBI leader for the season, and he played 17 seasons. That is my guy, number 3, Atlanta Braves, Dale Murphy, and for whatever reason, he's never been voted to the Hall of Fame. He's never been voted to the Hall of Fame. He's not a bad guy. People love him. He was not a difficult guy with the media, because a lot of times you're difficult with the media, and when you're difficult with the media, they just don't vote you for the Hall of Fame no matter what your sport is. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Now he's just on the Veterans Committee, and the veterans don't even put him in. I don't know what they're thinking, but a guy is a 2-time NL MVP on bad teams, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. Then you have Andruw Jones. Andruw Jones, 254, 1,933 hits, 434 hits, 1,289 RBIs, 5-time All-Star. He was a World Series champion. He played in the playoffs almost every year when he was in Atlanta. So he was on a good team. 10-time Gold Glove winner, which that's impressive. Silver Slugger. Once he led the league in home runs. Once he led the National League in RBIs, and he played 17 seasons. I don't understand how Andruw Jones gets in, being on a team that's loaded and that wins. And Dale, the former Bronco, Dale Craig, shout out to you, Dale. Dale Murphy does not make the Hall of Fame. Dale Murphy played on bad teams. So he was the only guy that the other team was worried about in the lineup. Andrew Jones played on really good teams. So there were other guys in the lineup that people were worried about when it come to how they were going to pitch them. Very similar numbers. Dale Murphy, Andrew Jones, very similar numbers. Andrew Jones gets voted in this year. Dale Murphy has been on the ballot since 1998, never been voted in. Dale Murphy was hurt late in his career. Dale Murphy did not perform late in his career, but nobody does. Andrew Jones played 17 seasons. He didn't play well late in his career. Come on now. Dale Murphy should be a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer. I just don't get it. And then you have Carlos Beltran. Carlos Beltran, 279 career average, 2,725 career hits, 435 home runs, 1,587 RBIs, 9-time All-Star, World Series champion, 3 Gold Gloves, 2 Silver Sluggers, an American League Rookie of the Year, and he played 19 seasons. So he played 2 more seasons than Andrew Jones and 2 more seasons than Dale Murphy. So his numbers are a little bit better. He was the Rookie of the Year. He was a World Series champion. But once again, I'm not sure that Carlos Beltran was better than my guy Dale Murphy. Dale Murphy, 2-time NL MVP. Dale Murphy, 2-time National League home run leader. Dale Murphy, 2-time National League RBI leader. My guy Carlos Beltran, he didn't do it. He's Rookie of the Year. He won a World Series. 9-time All-Star. Numbers are a little bit better, but he played 2 more years and played where he could DH if he needed to. So I'm not understanding the voters. I know the voters aren't listening to chat with Corey, but they could. They want to call me. I'll give them the information. They could call this guy. I'd let them know what I think about my guy, Dale Murphy. Dale Murphy, 2-time National League MVP. I should have worn my Dale Murphy jersey I got over there in the closet, but I didn't put it on. I didn't think about it till now. Carlos Beltran, Hall of Famer, sure. Andrew Jones, Hall of Famer, sure. Dale Murphy, Hall of Famer, should be. I don't get it, people. I don't get it. So the next time the voting comes around, maybe at some point the Veterans Committee will get out of their way. Maybe at some point the Veterans Committee will be like, you know what? We're going to do it this time. We're going to put the great Dale Murphy in the Hall of Fame where he deserves to be. The Hall of Fame is for people who were at the best at their position during their time playing for multiple seasons at a time. Dale Murphy, 2-time NL MVP, 4-time Silver Slugger, 5-time Gold Glove winner, 7-time All-Stars. Those numbers means you were one of the best at your position while you were playing, but he's not in the Hall of Fame. I just can't get over that. Now, the next guy, Don Mattingly, who is not in the Hall of Fame, 307 career batting average for Donnie Baseball, 2,153 hits, 222 home runs, 1,099 RBI, 6-time All-Star, an American League MVP, a 9-time Gold Glove winner. 9 times. We're going to come back to that in just a second. 3-time Silver Slugger winner. He was the American League batting champion for 1 year, and he was the American League RBI leader for 1 year. Donnie Baseball played 13 seasons, and 9 times out of his 13 seasons, he was the best fielding first baseman. 9 Gold Gloves at first base. Injuries cost him some numbers when it comes to RBIs and home runs and total hits. But when you think about his total hits, in 13 seasons, he had 2,153. In 17 seasons, Andrew Jones had 1,933. Don Mattingly hit 307 for his career. Andrew Jones hit 254. See where I'm going here? Carlos Beltran hit .279 for his career, albeit 19 seasons. Donnie Baseball hit .307. Donnie Baseball led the league in hitting. Andrew Jones never led the league in hitting. Carlos Beltran never led the league in hitting. Don Mattingly led the league, American League, in RBIs. Andrew Jones did do that. Carlos Beltran never did that. Yes, 3-time Gold Glove winner Carlos Beltran played 19 seasons. Gold Glove 3 times. Don Mattingly played 13 seasons. Gold Glove 9 times, people. 9 times. Now, I know Don Mattingly was a pretty reserved guy. Don Mattingly maybe has rubbed some people the wrong way with his managing career, but he's been successful as a manager too. So if you throw in manager, I know he's still in the game, but you throw in manager and you throw in player, Don Mattingly should be a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer. You look at all the numbers, Dale Murphy should be a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer. See that pen right there? Let's see it. See that pen right there? Cincinnati Reds ink pen, people. That's what I'm holding. I'm not talking about Pete Rose. That's a whole nother topic. Pete Rose did what he did. That's a whole nother topic. Whether or not he should be in the Hall of Fame or not. And I'll tell you, I think he should be, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I know he was not a great guy. I get it. But I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Davey Concepcion, shortstop, Cincinnati Reds, Big Red Machine. Basically created the one bounce throw from shortstop to first off the artificial turf in Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. There's another guy. There's more. I don't want to start listing. I don't want to start naming them because I don't want to be wrong. I remember last year talking to my dad. I don't remember who it was. But I was like, are you serious that he's not in the Hall of Fame? I don't remember. I can't think of who it was when I said that. I'd have to do my research to figure it out. Major League Baseball, the writers, for whatever reason, just don't want to. They make it bigger. The writers who vote, the media that vote, the people that vote, they just make it bigger than what it is. Hall of Fame is to celebrate the game. And yes, you got to have the criteria. And yes, you got to have some kind of resume to fill up your Hall of Fame plaque. I get it. But come on, Major League Baseball. I think football's the other way. I think the NFL is too lenient on who they let in. I think NBA's kind of in the middle. There's some guys from the NBA or National Basketball Hall of Fame that are in there that I'm like, oh, I don't know. And we could go down that rabbit hole with Coach Gene Cady from Purdue University right here in Indiana. You know, deserved it a lot sooner. So I am trying to figure out why a guy like Dale Murphy and why a guy like Don Mattingly are not in the Hall of Fame when you compare their numbers and their accomplishments with other people that are in the Hall of Fame. It's mind-boggling. And you could do it with none other for Dale Murphy than Andrew Jones. 2 outfielders. Played in the same city for the majority of their career. One played on a World Series champion and played in the playoffs virtually every year that he was in Atlanta, and the other played on bad baseball teams. So, Major League Baseball Hall of Fame voters. Vote my guy, Dale Murphy, in. I know he's not on the ballot and it has to be the Veterans Committee. Major League Baseball Veterans Hall of Famers that are on the Veterans Committee. Vote my guy, Dale Murphy, in the Hall of Fame. Everything you read talks about how he's a great guy, and he was a good player. You can't just be a National League MVP twice. Dale Murphy's not in the Hall of Fame. Unbelievable to me. I know that's a rant. I know I spent a long time on that topic, but it is one of the topics that I have, as I thought about doing a podcast, that's one of the topics that I've had written down here and on my computer that I just cannot get over. Why Dale Murphy is not in the Hall of Fame. And then people started talking about Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly from right here in Evansville, Indiana. He's a Hoosier. He should be in too. He won't say it, but the people that played with him, they have a lot of respect for him. He was a leader. Favorite Don Mattingly story, spring training, early 1990s. They're on a backfield taking batting practice. Don Mattingly and a young Derek Jeter on a backfield where nobody's around. Derek Jeter tells the story that nobody was around. They had picked up all the baseballs. They were walking back in to finish up for the day. And Don Mattingly, the leader that he is, looked at Derek Jeter and he said, "Hey, let's jog in. You never know when somebody's watching." That is a Baseball Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame, yes, it's just an honor voted upon, given to you. But people that deserve it, deserve it. Don Mattingly deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Dale Murphy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Andruw Jones deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Carlos Beltran deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe he should take the trash can that they used to beat on when they were stealing signals using technology in Houston towards the end of his career. But we won't talk about that. Dale Murphy, Don Mattingly should be in the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Andruw Jones. Congratulations, Carlos Beltran. Congratulations to everybody that's ever been voted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. But my goodness, people, my goodness. Why can't we put these two guys that deserve to be in there? So, wrap it up. If you get a vote, vote for Dale. If you get a vote, vote for Donnie Baseball. All right, people. That was a long-winded version. I'm excited. Baseball season will be here before you know it. I'm excited. Football is over at the college level. NFL's down to 4 teams. And college basketball in January and February and March take center stage. And it's exciting. Find something you enjoy to do, people. Get out there and do those things you enjoy to do. Love on your friends and neighbors. And Dale Murphy for the Hall of Fame. Don Mattingly for the Hall of Fame. We'll see you next time, everybody.